Now, I love myself a good combat sport. When it comes to boxing, the UFC, that stuff slaps. Especially when you watch like a good quality fight. Like I said, whether it's boxing or mixed martial arts, whatever it may be, that sometimes to me can be some of the most entertaining sports that you can watch. But something that I love even more than just normal combat sports is always combat sports with a little bit of twist. Like slap boxing. That for a long time has been somewhat comedic, but also fucking amazing to watch. But I think that I have now found my new favorite combat sports league, and it goes by the World Freak Fight League. And this league might be the greatest thing I ever seen. And this has popped up on my Twitter timeline because there's a video of Eddie Hall, who is a former world's strongest man, fighting these two guys known as the Nafady brothers. That's right. Two people at the same time who are of, let's just say, struggle in the height size. They're pretty much midgets. And he goes, and this is a 1v2 fight in the octagon. And it's fucking amazing.
Here he goes, he's on the single leg, trying to fight, picking one guy up, slams him down, Eddie Hall! Oh! The right hand land for Eddie Hall, he's knocked him out, one shot, it's all it took.
Now we're going to do something right here as well that I've never done on this channel before. That's a step-by-step analysis here. So I've got my playback here, and I'm just gonna scroll through it. We're gonna go through this together of how amazing this is. So obviously it starts off. Eddie Hall's got like both of them underneath him. He starts wailing on one in the back of the head, which I mean is an illegal punch. But I mean in this league, it honestly seems like anything can go. Then he picks this guy up like he's about to do a fucking Batista bomb on him. And just almost slams him down like a fucking German suplex onto the mat. This guy, I'm surprised, he sells this suplex extremely well. He gets up in record pace, goes to go at Eddie Hall, thinking that he's about to do something to Eddie Hall, who's like, just remember, Eddie Hall is a former world's strongest man. Eddie Hall isn't all that tall, but he's probably around I'd say around 140 kilos, which, I mean, that's about 280, 295 pounds. So he is a big boy. And he just turns. Eddie Hall goes from looking at the guy on the bottom to just facing this guy right here and just cracking him straight in the chin. And this guy goes out. He gets put the fucking bed. He's asleep straight away. And obviously, I think it was Eddie Hall had to knock just one of them out instead of both of them. The other brother, he doesn't know what the fuck's happening. He's holding on to Eddie Hall's leg for his whole dear life. He doesn't know that his brother just got knocked the fuck out. And Eddie Hall obviously comes out with the victory here. But holy Jesus. Like, this right here, look how it goes from like he's about to throw the greatest swing at Eddie Hall in his life, and then his head just gets swiveled. His chin just goes from one side to the other. This brother is out. Like I said, I think that this league, this needs to be like a proper televised thing. I don't know where you can watch it. It's in the UK, which, I mean, to be honest, when it comes to shit like this, I'm not really surprised. The UK always runs some of the weirdest shit, but it's not like weird where it's kind of cringe. It's always like weird shit, but it's actually really funny. I've always seen like UK television is some of the best shit in the world. I'm just putting your hands down. Like, you can't lie to me. Like, I don't even live in UK. I live here in Australia, but UK television can sometimes be some of the funniest shit because people from the UK, like US, people actually care. They care about what they put on television in terms of like they just want to make sure they got to follow guidelines, got to follow this, got to follow that. When it comes to the UK, they don't give a fuck. They don't care who they offend. They don't care what they're doing. They just like throw anything at the wall and see if it fucking sticks. And this right here, this has got to keep on going. I want to see more of this shit. I want to see some fucking like look, this was the card of like the whole entire like weekend or the whole entire pay-per-view for this World Freak Fight League. Obviously, the main event was Eddie Hall versus the Nafady brothers. But like, look, there was a couple. That's right, Bridget Wall and Tommy versus Whitney and Joel. I mean, that would have been dope to see. You got in the left bottom corner here. There's an Ed Sheeran lookalike fighting the Storm. You got these two guys. You got like literally that man looks like this is like in Blackbird. That guy looks like the biggest like English person I've ever seen in my life. Two midgets fighting, and I don't know what the hell these guys are. Honestly, I don't care if you're offended by this. Watching midgets fight is some of the greatest shit ever. I don't know if you've ever seen like midget wrestling or midget boxing. That is some of the most entertaining stuff I have ever seen. I don't care how offended you get. I don't give a shit. It's fucking funny. It is so hilarious to just see smaller people just going at it, you know, with little legs and little arms, and they're just fucking like wailing at each other, jumping on each other. It's some of the funniest shit I've seen. And the fact that it is a league. Oh my God. Someone needs to promote this. This needs to like be a massive thing. You know how YouTubers are starting to get into like boxing and they're taking it seriously? This is what I have said for a long time now, that I like when content creators do fighting, but they don't take it as serious. When they take the piss out of it just a little bit. Europeans do that. Like, Europeans have some weird ass leagues. I think I covered like a Russian one months ago, and they don't give a fuck. They just fight. But it'll be like for the most funniest and stupidest reasons, and it will actually be entertaining, and they're not taking it seriously. Like Eddie Hall, ever since he's retired from being a strongman, he's just doing side quests at this point. And the fact that he's gone ahead and done this is fucking hilarious. We need more of this shit. YouTubers, content creators, you guys need to hop on this. Fuck your pro leagues. Fuck running like trying to be like legit boxers. I didn't give a fuck. Like, oh, I want to be a pro boxer. You're not going to be. You're not. You're just going to be a joke. That's all it's really going to be. Do this. This is entertainment. This is what we want to see. More shit like this. Eddie Hall, you won this fight. I want to see you fight again. I want you, instead of taking on 2 people, take on triplets. Find triplets and fight them. You got to keep on going every single time. If you beat the triplets, then you got to go find like 4. And if you beat 4, you got to go fight. You got to keep on going, brother, until you lose. I want to see him keep going. This shit was the greatest thing I've ever seen. This honestly has made my weekend. This has made my weekend. But I want to hear what you guys have to think about this down below. This is the greatest combat league in the world. This is better than the UFC. I'd pick this over the UFC any fucking day of the week. Any day of the week, I'd pick this. But that's it from me, guys. Peace out.